Good morning students and welcome to online physical science class of St. Michael's Academy. Today I am going to revise some important properties of sound. So let's start. Reflection of sound. When sound travels in a given medium, it strikes the surface of another medium and bounces back in some other direction. See? Sound travels in a given medium, it strikes this surface and bounce back in some other direction. That means in this direction. This phenomenon is called the reflection of sound. The waves are called the incident and reflected waves. From this diagram, this is incident waves and this is reflected waves. Here see, this is also a good example of reflection of sound. This is also a very good example. Please see this diagram carefully. And here to from mic, this sound wave is coming. After reflecting, it is moving to this direction. This is incident ray, this is reflected ray. Now, what are the two laws of sound? The angle of reflection is equal to the angle of incidence. And the second one, the reflected sound ray, the incident ray, and the normal at the point of incidence on the reflecting surface lie in one place. You see this diagram. In this diagram, this is incident sound and this is reflected sound. If you will draw perpendicular over here, then you will see that this angle is equal to this angle. That means angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Now see, they have told sound entering material causes it to vibrate and heat up. This is the other effects or side effects of reflection of sound. Heat radiates away. So like this. Transmitted sound. This is called transmitted sound and some sound is absorbed over here by the material. That's why actually material get heated. A good example I am giving, that is you can say mobile or you can say laptop also, because when you are listening song or you are talking over phone, after some time your mobile or your laptop will be heated. Why? Because sound waves are coming and after reflection it's moving. But some sound wave is absorbed by your laptop material or mobile material. So, it will vibrate or heat up and then that particular heat radiates away. In case of specially smartphone, nowadays it has been told that this radiation is not good for your head or brain. Now, what is reverberation? A reverberation or reverb is created when a sound or signal is reflected, causing numerous reflections to build up and then decay as the sound is absorbed by the surfaces of objects in the space, which could include furniture, people, and air. Thus, it is the time interval, reverberation time. From your book only I am saying. What is reverberation time? The time interval for which the original sound appears to be prolonged is called as reverberation time. Thus, it is the time interval during which the audible sound persists after the production of original sound is called the reverberation time. An architect must take into account about the reverberation time in designing an auditorium. For an auditorium, the reverberation time for speeches should be short. So the reverberation time in an auditorium can be reduced by using sound absorbing materials in the auditorium by making its ceiling by soft textured material. Just remember Mahajati Sadan texture. You will understand. Heavy curtains in its windows acoustic tiles in its floors. Acoustic tiles means a special type of sound absorbing tiles. Thickly padded seats and placing some plants in pots. Now see this diagram. This is a very good example of reverberation. Sound is reflecting in a different way. Okay, sound is continuously reflecting in a different way. So in an auditorium like this only, people sitting within the auditorium, they can listen to this sound properly, and it's a very good example of reverberation. What is an echo? A repetition of sound produced by the reflection of sound waves from a wall, mountain, or other obstructing surfaces. A sound heard again near its source after being reflected. Any repetition or close imitation as of the ideas or opinions of another. You see, this is the good example of echo. This people is saying hello and it is reflecting and again coming back. So this is echo. You can see. Now see, you know there is a minimum distance between the listener and the reflecting surface. That is 17 meter minimum distance. Now see this example. Reflection of a nearby wall. Like this. Now see this one. Reflection of a distant cliff. See, time started seconds wise. It's coming fast and it's coming later. In this case, echo is happening. So just wait and watch. In this case, echo is happening, but in this case, reverberation is happening. Why? Because in case of echo, minimum distance should be maintained in between the listener. Here, this people is listener, and this is the reflecting surface, and this is 17 meter or more than 17 meter. So that's why this case is echo. But in this case, distance has not been maintained. So it is reverberation. But both are the example of reflection. This is the reflection of a nearby wall, and this is reflection of a distant cliff. Understood what is the distinguish or difference between echo and reverberation. Now, uses of echo. Echoes are used by bats, dolphins, and fishermen to detect an object or obstruction. They are also used in sonar, sound navigation and ranging, and radar, radio detection and ranging to detect an obstacle. You see one by one diagram. First see this. To detect the position of a fish, you can say like this, they can detect the position of a fish, or like this, they can detect actually the obstacle. This is sonar, sound navigation and ranging. And in the next diagram, it has been shown hydrophone. In your book also it has been mentioned that by hydrophone under the sea, generally people can detect. So now see, this is hydrophone A, hydrophone B and hydrophone C. These are the sound waves that are moving, and for actually calculating where is the obstacle, the actual position of the obstacle, or else actual position of island, anything else. Now the next one. Next one is to locate the volcano, maybe under the sea or maybe any other obstacle under the sea. Here also generally radar or sonar has been used. Different types of waves. There are two types of sound waves. One is transverse wave and another one is longitudinal wave. You first see transverse wave. It is like that. This is called crest, that you know. And this is called trough. And this is sound wave. It's moving like this. So transverse waves are always characterized by particle motion being perpendicular to wave motion. This is perpendicular to wave motion. A longitudinal wave is a wave in which particles of a medium move in a direction parallel to the direction that the wave moves. So it's parallel to the direction. Here also crest, trough, everything is there. See, this is the acoustic longitudinal wave in parallel motion. Hope so now we have understood what is the difference between transverse wave and longitudinal wave of a sound. For any doubts or queries, please email me at sudeshna1.sma@outlook.com. We also welcome your responses by way of your views and feedback on the PPTs or videos at feedback.stmichaelsacademy@gmail.com. One more thing I'd like to say you that in my previous class I have sent you a Microsoft Forms. This is actually the part of revision, but in an exam form I have sent this, so you have to fill the form properly so that you can understand what type of mode will be used in case of your examination.